Typically, political films are easy to spot and easy to ignore. They tend to look cheap, speak only to the already converted, and get dismissed by critics as a niche genre. But Dhurandhar, The Revenge, broke that pattern. This 7-hour espionage epic, directed by Aditya Dar and starring Ranveer Singh, pulled in a massive 2,600 crore rupees globally. This chart plots the film's domestic audience score. On Book My Show, it reached a near-perfect 9.5 out of 10 from over 277,000 votes. Yet international consensus went the other way. It sits at a dismal 35% on Rotten Tomatoes, condemned by critics as state propaganda. The backlash turned into a series of international bans across the Gulf Cooperation Council, costing millions in revenue, while domestic courts faced petitions from families of soldiers who claimed their stories were being commercialized without consent. But read the harshest reviews, and you'll find a recurring concession. Even the critics calling it malicious propaganda admit that the filmmaking craft is undeniable. This makes Dhurandhar a new kind of problem. World-class cinematic excellence makes its partisan messaging uniquely potent and impossible to ignore. To understand why critics respect the filmmaking, look at the standard spy thriller formula. Audiences expect neon-saturated sets, heavy CGI, and the mandatory musical dance breaks that halt the story every 40 minutes. Dhurandhar rejects that spectacle. The tension builds through sheer accumulation. In the opening act, Ranveer Singh's agent doesn't perform a single gravity-defying stunt. He spends months quietly washing glasses at a roadside juice stall. The production leaned into a grueling sense of realism. The climax was shot in 48-degree heat among the physical shipping containers of a railway yard in Ludhiana, rather than on a sanitized soundstage. Dhurandhar brought in international action teams to prioritize visceral, gritty combat. Every strike looks heavy. Every movement feels grounded in physical consequence. Even the romance is stripped of its traditional fluff. Instead of pausing for a dream sequence in Switzerland, the protagonist's relationship is woven in as a load-bearing element of the espionage plot. By abandoning commercial safety nets in favor of cinematic restraint, the film commands a level of respect from industry purists that standard blockbusters rarely achieve. This technical rigor extends to the narrative setting. The script takes the real-world demonetization of 2016 and rewrites it as Project Greenleaf, a deliberate intelligence operation designed to incinerate 60,000 crore in counterfeit currency. The film's biggest twist turns a seemingly bumbling politician into a ruthless, deep-cover agent who has spent 45 years poisoning real-world crime syndicates from the inside. Anchoring a fictional plot to tangible history and recognized figures blurs the line between geopolitical reality and myth-making. It makes the story feel like a secret history of the modern world. This level of craft is ultimately a delivery system. The immersive realism established in the first 5 hours is used to validate a highly partisan, pro-government narrative in the final 2. The film practically features the current administration as a supporting mechanism, using new snippets and plot points to project an image of unyielding state power. The jingoism had real-world friction. Protests from the Baloch community over their portrayal eventually forced distributors to replace the film's digital files nationwide just to mute specific words. Yet, even with these bans and controversies, the film triggered an estimated 2 million pirated downloads in Pakistan. The craft was compelling enough to provoke curiosity, even where the message was most offensive. The box office confirms the power of this approach. Bringing in 1,685 crore rupees for the sequel alone shows that technical mastery can turn partisan politics into a globally lucrative enterprise. Dar's success establishes a lucrative model for high-budget, technically superior cinema that never sacrifices its partisan conviction. Ultimately, the franchise demonstrated that for a movie-going public, exquisite craft can make a polarizing message feel like an undeniable experience.